This is a transition on Atlantic Television Network. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and former Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has criticized some leaders of Rivers State chapter of the People's Democratic Party for declaring support for the state governors in Alifara. As hearing said PDP leaders in Rivers State, including Abia Sekibo, ex-PDP national chairman, Uche Sokundu's ex-governorship aspirant Celestine Omaya, and the ex-lawmaker Augustine Oba has last week declared support for Fubara and called on the president to caution Wike. Reacting to the declaration, Wike says Sekibo, Secondus, and Umaha and Oprah are all aspired politicians who are not worthy to be called elder statesmen, and insisted that Secondus was no longer a member of the PDP, as he mentioned was validated by the court. An analyst has described Governor Fubara as ungrateful to the Minister of FCSM Wike following the lingering political fraud-making. The recent impeachment move by the House of Assembly has led by the Speaker of the House, Martin Amawole, speaking on Atlantic Television Open Conversation, a political analyst. Emi Faga said it is disloyalty and sabotage for Governor Fubara to disregard the sole political structures that supported his candidacy as Rivers State Governor.
And they are asking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be wary of Nyesom Wike. What is Nyesom Wike has to do in this matter? I think the first person to be wary of is Governor Fubara.
What are your reasons?
I will tell you, very, very obvious. I remember former Governor Nyesom Wike stake out his neck in order to enthrone Governor Similaye Fubara. And he made so many enemies, all because of the candidacy of Fubara. But today, the same Fubara is the same man now who is now demonizing, claiming that he is in charge, expressing an ingratitude.
Emi Fega also identified a constitutional provision upheld by the 27 lawmakers of the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martin Amawole, was in line legally.
Action that are prohibited and action that are acceptable. The manner you must carry your action are all stipulated in the law. And October 29, that was where the assembly was, but October 30, 2023, the assembly now sat of 27 members, meaning the firm quorum, they had the two-third majority resolution of the House. Number one, to the as a leader. Two, they suspended him that day. Then it was later day of that Edith Yehena proclaimed himself as a speaker. Meanwhile, Section 92 says all members shall participate in electing the speaker.
This is coming after the Rivers State House of Assembly said it will not hesitate to impeach the state governor, Similaye Fubara. Rivers State Governor Fubara says he will improve healthcare infrastructure and service in the state in order to make it the first choice medical tourism destination in Nigeria and Africa by the extension. The governor said to achieve this, his government would pay serious attention to improving medical facilities and make services available to the people, particularly at the primary level, to bridge observed gaps between the primary, secondary, and the tertiary healthcare services in the state. He said the ongoing reconstruction, rehabilitation, and the upgrade of primary healthcare facilities across the state is with a view to integrate them with the existing secondary and tertiary institutions, adding that it was equal intended to deliver immediate but quality health care service to the majority of the people. Governor Fubara, who discloses in Government House Port Harcourt on the modest achievement of his administration in the health sector since assumption of office, said, beside the construction, renovation, and upgrade of primary health care centers across the state, the capacity of Rivers State University Teaching Hospital has been improved with the training of personnel and the establishment of the critical unit equipped with modern equipment to deliver sterling expertise service to patients. 9 students kidnapped along the East-West Road in Ughelli Delta State have been released. They were freed barely 24 hours after the adoption, while the State Police Public Relations Officer Edafe Bright wrote on his X handle, said 9 of the victims have regained their freedom. Eyewitness said the students were traveling in the minibus before the incident. Members of the Traditional Council of Chief Ewu Urobo in Delta State are calling for the immediate release of the detained monarch of Ewu Kingdom, Clement Ikolo. They said the monarch was not connected to the communal crisis that led to the recent killing of 17 military personnel in the Okwama community in the Ughelli local government area of the state, adding that Ikole is one of the 8 persons declared wanted by the defense headquarters in connection to the killing. The council expressed shock about the arrest while stating that the monarch had been working to resolve the crisis that led to the tragedy since his ascension. While condoling with the military and the families of the slain officers, they prayed that the perpetrators would be brought to book. Analysts condemned the recurring incidents of jungle justice and other force-related justice mostly carried out by the unethical and unprofessional security personnel across the country. Speaking on the Atlantic Television Society Watch, a public affairs analyst, Goodluck Edafe, said a lot from both the police forces, paramilitary, and the personnel do not adhere to the operational ethics and conduct of the profession.
As I've just said, Nigeria as a country, we have this National Orientation Agency at the time. But as we speak, we don't know where it is. It's not working. Otherwise, I have said it severally, uniform in Nigeria, the Nigerian man or uniform is not responsible to some extent. What do I mean? Nigerians abuse uniform. The police abuse uniform. The soldiers abuse uniform. The, what do you call the other one? This civil defense, they abuse uniform. Even the road safety, they all abuse uniform. Anybody who's on that uniform, they do not understand the essence of that uniform that was given to them. Where you are a security officer, what do you secure? It's life and property. To what extent do they have that conscience?
Hedafe also condemned the incident by the security guards and called on the police and other security agencies to enforce a strategy in fishing out culprits of jungle justice for deterrent.
But we must say that in the police force, jungle justice is there. Police will catch some people, will arrest some people. The law, our law, the laws of our country says that a man is deemed innocent until proven in the law of court to be guilty. When you arrest somebody for a crime, it's not your duty to prosecute the person, but what does the police do? They slap you, kick you, do all sort of things. Even in their station, it's an abuse of uniform. It's an abuse of responsibility, privilege given to you.
This is coming after the security guard identified as Ogumbiale Adekunle has recently been arrested by the operatives of the Lagos State Police Command for his alleged involvement in jungle justice. Force Public Relations Officer Oluwamiwa Adejobi disclosed this in a statement via his X handle. Heavy rainfall in Ajah of Oga Oluwa local government area of Oyo State have been rendered homeless. One of the affected persons described as two separate rainfall as an unfortunate, stressing that the two persons were injured and rushed to the hospital. The traditional ruler of the town, Ala Jawa of Thompson Adeyeye, who confirmed the development, expressed grief over disaster as he urged government, political office holders and philanthropists to assist the community. However, the lawmaker representing Oga Oluwa Surere Federal Constituency, Honorable Sunday Makanjuola, has sent his domestic aids to commiserate with the people of the town over the disaster and assist the extent of damage. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has promised to deliver 6 projects by the end of May 2024 in which conclude for city roads and vice president. The Home Minister of FCT, Yesom Wike, who this after a visit to various construction sites, said there are more projects to be delivered by May 2024, while assuring Abuja residents of government's commitment to deliver the dividend of democracy.
We have been to 6 sites today. We went to the Southern Park, which is being done by Setraco, and the contractors reaffirmed that that project will be handed over to us first week of May or thereabout. Then we went to the VP's residence, which is being handled by Julius Berger, and you can see that they have said they have done not less than 90%. By next week, the glasses and the rest of it. So that also, by the grace of God, will hand over to us by May. Then we went to D6, D12, which is also handled by Julius Berger. And you can see that they are quite confident, and the way they are working, that they are going to also hand over that project. This May, we now drove to district where the engineering infrastructure is being carried out by contractors. Of course, you can as well say they are 95% ready and made their commitment for that to be handed over. Then we now move to N20, which is being done by Gilmore, I can see the level of work, and I believe by the second week of May, God willing, they will also hand over that. Then we are here now, the sex which is being done by CGC. We've seen the level of work, and they have appealed to residents, particularly at the interchange 1, that they have to divert traffic, and the public should bear the inconveniences. It's just a temporary inconveniences for the good of everybody.
He also said President Tinubu's promises to transform Abuja will be fulfilled and will also bring hope and happiness to the people.
For us, these 6 projects are not the only projects we're expecting to be handed over to us in May. We believe that after the public order of Monday, we're meeting with all the contractors on Tuesday to know how ready, and then on Wednesday, we're also going to see some sites at Buzape and other areas to see the level of preparedness. So for us, we're happy with what we're seeing, and we thank God that, like I've said before, the renewed hope agenda is working. Nigerians can see that the president has done well. The promises he has made to transform Abuja is coming out successfully, and there's no need to doubt. And this is why the problems we have in our country is when you make promises, you don't fulfill the promise or promises. That makes the electorate to lose confidence. But when you make promises that the promises you have made or the promises you are fulfilling them, it gives them hope, it gives them happiness. And wherever we go, all the sites, you can see the jubilation, the happiness on the faces of our people.
Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Administration, Nyesom Wike, has distributed 5,000 bags of rice and other varieties of food items to FCT Islam faithfuls and variable Muslims group living in Abuja to support their welfare for the ongoing Ramadan fasting. The head of the Federal Capital Territory Civil Service Commission, Mr. Udo Samuel Atang, who represented the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, said the distribution of food items was to support the welfare of the Muslims in FCT, thereby ensuring peace and unity.
Minister, as you all know, one person that is very sensitive to issues of welfare, both to the staff and to the residents of the territory. We want to congratulate our brothers who are in the course of their religious obligations. We want to thank them and to pray that all their supplications and prayers will be answered by the God Almighty. And in doing that, the Honorable Minister has deliberately mandated that some items, like the Director of Principal has said, should be shared to the residents of the territory to cushion the fasting. We want to on behalf of the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Excellency Barrister Nyesom Wike, CON, to present this little token to our brothers and to urge you to pray for the peace and the progress of Nigeria.
The recipients of the food items in appreciation applauded the Honorable Minister to remember them in time of hardship and Ramadan.
To FCT Minister, Mr. Wiki, Barrister Wiki, for sparing his time and opportunity in the holy month of Ramadan to register a kind of things that will make us happy as Muslims, to reduce the hardship that is bedeviling us in this month of Ramadan by supplying these food items that will help us to reach and do our Ramadan of health economically accepted. So we are happy, and this is one of its kind, and I think this is the first of its kind. In fact, I have never witnessed this kind of things from the government of the FCT to offer such commodities, and in this particular month of the Rahmah. So he has done much, and he deserves
Let me start. I want to thank all of us here present.
Concerned to him, inshallah ta'ala, and wish him good progress in all endeavors and in all ramifications.
Allah says his blessings are on those who has used what he has bestowed upon them for the benefit of mankind. So in essence, the message is, in whatever position you are, for the best of life is to be able to affect the life of somebody positively. And this administration has proven to us, more especially this country. We have seen how we have demonstrated their love to us. They begin to punish most of us, represent us in that. For that, I think it's something that is worthy of emulation.
Chief Judge of Niger State, Halima Abdul Malik, has released one inmate and granted 4 bills from the Medium Security Custodial Center, Suleja. A statement signed by the spokesperson, Nigerian Correctional Service, Federal Capital Territory Command, Adamo Duza, said they would ensure that the judge and court embrace the non-custodial service measures in the state as well as ensure speedy access to justice. According to State Justice Abdul Malik, who was accompanied by the Magistrate and Order Principal Office of the Ministry of Justice, renewed to a total number of 600 cases ranging from the murder, kidnap, and armed robbery, among others. The Chief Judge, in her remarks, said custodial visits were statutory to ensure that justice is served. They also acknowledged the release inmates to stay off crime while thanking the authorities of the Nigerian Correctional Service for their support in providing security and ensuring adequate coordination of the inmates in the custodial centers during the exercise. The FCT Comptroller of Corrections, Francis John, appreciated the Chief Justice and her team for the timely intervention and called on her to advise magistrate and justice in the state to adopt non-custodial service sentencing in order to reduce the number of inmates coming into the custodial center. Kaduna State Inter-Party Advisory Council has advised Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State to constitute a commission of inquiry to uncover the actual amount of the substantial debt inherited from their predecessor, Malam Nasira El Rufai. The chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Kaduna State, Hamad Tanjin Mustafa, who disclosed this in Kaduna, explained that as custodian of the democratic ideas, norms, and good governance, as well as beacons of democracy, adding that IPSC will continue to play a vital role in shaping Kaduna's state political landscape and promoting the collective interests of the people, government, and its diverse political parties. He said he will continue to promote enabling good governance and accountability in the governance and observe that it was disturbing and disheartening to hear Governor Uba Sani disclose how his administration inherited a huge debt burden of $587 million 85 billion and 115 contractual liabilities from the previous administration, making it difficult for the government to even pay workers' salaries. He decried the selfish and fraudulent arrangement, not only denying the states the means of development and growth, but made the states financially embarrassed, including using the state's IGR as collateral for some indigenous banks. Kebbi State government has inaugurated a 13-member panel charged with probing the incidence of thefts and diversion strategies to prevent their occurrence. Chaired by the Commission on Agriculture and Natural Resources, Alhaji Shehu Musa, the committee has been given a 5-day mandate to conduct a thorough investigation into the looting, which was foodstuff being unlawfully taken by the hoodlums from the government warehouse in Birinin, Kebbi. The decision set up the committee met during the State Executive Council's meeting chaired by the Deputy Governor Alhaji Omar Abubakar Tafida in Benin, Kebbi. Chaired by the Commissioner for Agriculture and Natural Resources, Alhaji has been given a 5-day mandate to conduct a thorough investigation into the looting, which saw foodstuff being unlawfully taken by the hoodlums from the government warehouse in Birin, Kebbi. The decision to set up a committee was made during a State Executive Council's meeting chaired by the Deputy Governor Alhaji Omar Abubakar Tafida in Benin, Kebbi, and the council also approved a subsidy of 3.34 billion to alleviate the financial burden on 3,344 Muslims embarking on their Hajj pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia. Suspected bandits have attacked a mosque in Gausha, capital of Zamfara State, and kidnapped scores of worshippers. Eyewitness said the attack was carried out when Muslim faithfuls were observing their famous congregational prayers. Tajadid is a special prayers being observed by Muslims every last 10 days of the holy month of Ramadan. Troop of the Nigerian Army has foiled an attempt by the terrorists to kidnap some Christians returning from a church program in Taraba State. Acting on intelligence, the troop hid themselves and waited for the terrorists to target their victim before moving in, and resulted in the fierce gun battle between the troops and the terrorists. According to a post on X by the Nigerian Army, the troops overpowered the terrorists and killed no fewer than 4, and sophisticated weapons were also recovered from the terrorists. Borno State Police Command says it has arrested 8 persons in connection with the suspected murder of the University of Maiduguri lecturer Kama Abdullah Dig. The command's public relations officer Nahum Kenneth, who disclosed this, said the Don was killed on Sunday when the assassin invaded his office, stabbed him with a knife and hit him with a hammer, and the victim was later found dead with several injuries inflicted on his body. The state PPRO Kenneth disclosed that upon receiving the report of the incident, a police team was deployed to the scene where the body of a lecturer was found dead in his office, while the police immediately launched an investigation into the matter and arrested 8 suspects in connection with the murder. He said the vehicles of the late lecturer was also not found at the scene of the incident, and it was suspected to have been whisked away by the assassins. The statement also said the police would bring the perpetrators of the act to justice and urge residents of the state and the university community to go about their daily activities without panic. Angry youth have set their house of farmer ablaze within the Angwa Rukuba Eto Obawa community in the Jos area of Plateau State. The angry youth also went into the poultry farm within the locality and looted his birds before setting the farm ablaze as well. A resident of the community, Mr. Janet Hazuna, who disclosed the incident, said the action of the youth followed an alleged killing of the security men working for the farmer. When contacted, the spokesperson for the State Police Command, Alabo Ofres, said the divisional police officer in charge of the area was already working to address the situation. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Ezenwo Wike, has said that the FCT's 1.28 trillion 2024 statutory budget will realize infrastructural provision in the nation's capital. The minister, who made this statement during a media chat with journalists in Abuja, said the budget will not only cater for the provision of roads in the FCT, but will also prioritize the healthcare and education sectors, as well as the Abuja Metro lines, amongst other projects. The minister says 70% of the budget has been allocated to capital expenditure, with 85% of the capital components embarked for the completion of ongoing projects, while 42% is for new projects. According to the minister, to be given priority among other projects are the rehabilitation of the 21 schools in deployable conditions across the 6 area councils, as well as the Utako, Gwagwarada, and the Gavin Park General Hospital, to ensure that they are up to the requirement standards. On how the FCT intends to finance the over 1 trillion budget, which is the largest since the inception of the FCT, the minister disclosed that the withdrawal of the FCT from the Treasury single account has enabled the administration to source for funds from the financial markets using its IGR. The minister also reinstated that contractors in the FCTs were fully committed to completing the projects that are scheduled for completion in May this year to mark the president's 1 year in office. Some of the projects, according to him, include the Southern Parkway, the Wuse interchange connecting Wuse to Wuse district, the Outer Southern Expressway from Villa roundabout to OSEX Ring Road 1, the Aritol Road 200 Naira from Northern Parkway to Outer Northern Expressway, the Guzepa District infrastructure, the Abuja Metro line, and all the access road to the train section, among others. Speaking on the effort to improve security in the nation's capital, the minister said the FCT is setting up a special response squad comprising a joint team from the various security agencies. He also said the team will well equipped and provide the necessary technology to tackle crimes and criminality in the FCT. On the installation of the CCTV in the FCT, the minister said it will require the collaboration of stakeholders in the security sector, including the Office of the National Security Advisor and the Department of the Service, the State Service, DSS. Added that steps would also need to be taken to ensure that CCTVs are not vandalized after installation. Wike also spoke on the land matter in the FCT and assured the efforts were ongoing to sanitize land administration in the nation's capital. The minister also addressed some political issues in his home state of Rivers, but said he intended to concentrate more on his job as FCT minister. You are watching Transition on Atlantic Television Network. We return after this break.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on 8.
Welcome back. This is the Transition on Atlantic Television Network, and now the rest of our stories. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, says religion cannot divide the upper legislative chamber in Nigeria despite senators belonging to different faiths. Akpabio, who disclosed this while hosting his Muslim colleagues and attended by the few others who are Christians in Abuja, said everyone serves only one God, and it shows that even though Muslims and Christians have different religion, they both have only one God, the Supreme God. The Senate President reminded his colleagues that God sent him to the world for the purpose and that the purpose is to live in peace with one another, love one another, and pray together, as well as work for one another to ensure progress for humanity. Responding on behalf of other senators presidents, the Deputy Senate President Jibrin Baro thanks Akpabio for inviting them to have a demonstration of care that they have for one lawmakers in the country. House of Representatives has condemned the action of denying individuals with disability access to public space, saying it is not only disrespectful, but also undermine ongoing effort to implement the Disability Act. The condemnation by the House is coming after recent distressing reports regarding the denial of access to Mr. Adebola Daniel at the KFC outlet in the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. The House, through its Committee on Disabilities, Honorable Dr. Bashiru Dawadu, said the discriminatory incidents highlighted by Mr. Daniel's public account shed light on the challenges faced by the individuals with disabilities in Nigeria. Chairman of the committee in Abuja said the treatment is unacceptable and goes against the principle of inclusivity and respect, as it is a violation against Disability Act. Dawadu also said the Discrimination Against People with Disability Prohibition Act 2018 posed by the National Assembly aimed to safeguard the rights of persons with disabilities, adding that compliance with the Act has been lacking since the grace period ended in January, and urged all stakeholders, including businesses, to adhere to the provision of the Ability Act.
This discriminatory incidents highlighted by Mr. Daniel's public account sheds light on the challenges faced by individuals with disabilities in Nigeria. Mr. Daniel, a person with disability who is physically challenged, who is mobile only with the use of wheelchair, faced humiliation when he was refused entry into the KFC outlet, with the manager stating no wheelchairs allowed. This treatment is unacceptable and goes against the principles of inclusivity and respect. Denying individuals with disabilities access to public spaces is not only disrespectful, but also undermines our ongoing efforts to implement the Disability Act. And the committee is duty-bound, once again, duty-bound to investigate this issue and other related matters. The case of Mr. Adebola Daniel is one in millions of other unreported cases of such abuses and injustices against the persons with disabilities. And by the way, this will no longer be tolerated by governments on all levels. Any establishments within the shore of our country, irrespective of owner's status, should take note. We've had enough. Enough is enough.
He pledged the commitment of the House to engage with communities to kickstart the full implementation of the Disability Act, with the key provisions such as access to public buildings, employment quotas, and welfare promotion for persons with disabilities, which according to him must be enforced to ensure their rights are upheld, and urged the Ministry of Information to play a crucial role in raising awareness about the persons with disability to foster their inclusion in public discourse. Minister of Education Professor Tara Mahmad said security agencies will go after individuals with fake degree certificates in the country. He said the individuals will be tracked after the committee inaugurates to investigate the activities of the degree mile in the country's summit, and report adding that the Federal Ministry of Education had earlier set up an investigation panel to probe activities of degree miles following an investigative report published by Daily Nigerian, which exposed the activities of degree miles in Benin Republic. The reports, which exposed the illegitimate perpetrated by some tertiary institutions in the West African countries, forced the Nigerian government to ban their accreditation and evaluation of degrees from Benin Republic and Togo, and the committee was also tasked with investigating private universities in the country that were established in the last 15 years. Recently, the committee invited memoranda from the public, and select members of the committee also visited institutions in the Benin Republic. Joint Admission and Matriculation Board says it's uncovered at least 1,665 fake A-level results during the 2023 direct entry registration exercise. The board also said the A-level results verification regime was characterized by the corruption associated with the system. The registrar, Professor Isaac Olayede, disclosed that when he received the leadership of the National Association of Nigerian College of Education students in Abuja, stressing that in the past, when the candidates applied for direct entry, the board would simply ask awarding institutions to do the necessary screening and due diligence. He stated the JAMB was shocked by the revelation from the Bayero University, Kano, where out of 148 district entry applications to the institution, only 6 of the certificates forwarded for processing were genuine, adding that it was a discovery of the fraud, and promoted that the meeting of critical stakeholders who made Suchat a way of combating the menace. Olayede also said to underscore the importance attached to the exercise, the board has put in place a no verification, no admission policy, adding that the modification to the ongoing DE registration in the candidacy would go ahead and register while the school verify them on the back end. Private Telecommunications and the Communications Senior Staff Association of Nigeria has declared an indefinite strike effective midnight on Thursday, April 4, 2024. The union said the decision was deemed necessary due to the reckless anti-labor practices against field engineers perpetrated by the subcontractors. The telecom union disclosed this in a statement. The union said the grievances against the subcontractors include the appalling working condition resembling modern-day slavery, a lack of entitlement commensurate with the workers' effort, and the absence of adequate security measures, especially during late-night field assignments. The union's demand include immediate recognition of employees' fundamental right to association, acknowledgement of the union as the negotiating body for workers' welfare, and proper remittance of membership dues, and call for the regularization of the employment for union members involving in their AWI projects, compliance with pension and the health insurance regulations, and initiating negotiation for the collective bargaining agreements. The union also said despite efforts by the Ministry of Labor and Employment to address the concern through the conciliatory meeting, the companies have failed to engage constructively, having no option but to resort to industrial action. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu is calling for early diagnosis and intervention for individuals with autism. She disclosed this in a statement to mark the World Autism Awareness Day, adding that she recognized the challenges faced by the families of autistics and as well as loved ones, and celebrated them for their love and dedication. Mrs. Tinubu also called for a world where everyone, regardless of their challenges, and celebrated their unique gifts, and called for all-inclusive employment to promote good health and well-being for persons with autism. Christians Association of Nigeria has condemned a public apology has demanded public apology for the Federal Inland Revenue Service over the Easter advert, which the Christian body found offensive. The FIRS, in an ex-formerly Twitter, posted and shared a picture of the point of sale machine, which with the caption, "Jesus paid your debt, not your taxes." The post has elicited reaction from Nigerians, particularly the Christians, who condemned the post. Kent's National Director of National Issues and Social Welfare, Abimbola Ayuba, in a statement called on President Bola Tinubu, the Minister of Finance, Wale Edu, and the Department of the State Service to take cognizance of the incident and guide the FIRs in adhering to the messages that promote unity and peace. Khan said, as a nation that prides itself on religious harmony and peaceful coexistence, the group is deeply concerned by the recurrence of the proactive messages around religious holidays, which should be the boasting of the exemplary conduct, and is widely regarded as offensive and derogatory to the Christian's faith. Meanwhile, Federal Inland Revenue Service has tendered an apology to the Christian Association of Nigeria and Nigerian over an Easter message regarded as offensive. Recall that a flyer shared via his X account on Sunday read, "Jesus paid your debt, not your taxes." However, reacting to the FIRS Easter's post, Khan, the chairman body, demanded a public apology, noting that the message was offensive to the Christian's faith. This post also elicited reaction from Nigerians. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, Dare Akadembi, a special advisor on media to the FIRS chairman, Zach Adedeji, said the intention was not to downgrade the message of Easter, but to engage taxpayers and remind them of their civil duty. The service rendered as an undeserved apology to Khan, a Nigerian, adding that the agency had no religion and had no intention to offend adherents of the Christian's faith. And now to some business reports. Naira continued its appreciation against the US dollar on Tuesday at both official and parallel foreign exchange markets. FMDQ data shows that the Naira appreciated to 1,278.58 per Naira US on the Tuesday at the resumption of work after the Easter break, compared to 1,309.39 kobo last Thursday. This represents a gain of 21.85 Naira compared to the 1,309.39 per US trade last Thursday. Similarly, at the parallel market, the Naira closed on Tuesday at 1,238.3 per USD. Atlantic Television learned the operators of the bearers the change bought at 1,220 per dollar and transferred to customer at 1,265 per USD. This represents a 1.99% appreciation over the 1,280 Naira that closed last week. Recall that the president of the Association of Bearers the Change Operators of Nigeria, Bekon, Aminu Guadabe, said the Naira has appreciated by the 660 Naira against the US dollar since the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayomi Cardoso, recalled BDC operators into the foreign exchange market. Turnover at Nigerian foreign exchange market surged to the highest in the single day since 2017 on Tuesday. Naira's continued appreciation against the US dollar. Data from FMDQ shows that turnover FX transactions increased to $1,085 billion on Tuesday. This represents a 27% increase from $857.78 million traded last Thursday. The development came as the Naira appreciated against the dollar at the official and parallel foreign exchange market. Dr. Jan Ibrahim, Director of Research and Strategy at Lagos-based investment bank Capital, Chapel Hill Durham, attribute the sustained gain in the Naira at the foreign market to Central Bank of Nigeria's reform. Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, says Dangote Refinery's commencement of domestic supply of automotive gas oil will crash the pump price of the product. Abubakar Malgandi, the national president of IPMAN, disclosed this on Tuesday in a statement while confirming that the $20 billion worth Dangote's refinery had begun domestic diesel supply. He said the product is sold at 1,225 naira per liter by Dangote refinery, a decreased price from 1,700 per liter. Still ahead, international tidbits. African leaders have been asked to emulate the new Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye by declaring their assets publicly. The call was made by the civil society organization, the Resource Center for the Human Rights and Civil Education, in a statement released on Tuesday to mark Faye's inauguration as president. Recorder Faye 44 won the March 2024 presidential election in Senegal to become the youngest democratically elected president in West Africa. As candidate of the opposition African Patriots of the Senegal for Work, Ethics and Fraternity, PASTEF, Faye scored 54.3% of the votes to defeat other contestants, including its main rival from the governing coalition, Amadou Ba, a former prime minister. Already, Faye has made his asset known to the public in the publication titled Heritage Declaration of the Candidate Bassirou Diomaye Faye. The Republican post on his Facebook page contained all his assets and liabilities since October 2007. Faye said he owned only one house built in Meroon, located by the tax union, and built from 2017 to 2021, partly with his own money fund and partly with loans settled. He also disclosed that he has two vehicles, a Focus 2022 acquired second-hand in 2019, worth 656 million FCFA, and the Fox Explorer Premium acquired second-hand in 2022 with 19 million FCFA. Faye also listed undeveloped posts of land among his assets, including a 80M/40 plot acquired in 2017, worth 3 million FCFA, and the 4.3 FAR agricultural land acquired in 2022, worth 15 million FCFA. In the publication, Faye added that he has money in two bank accounts as of March 19, 2024. One of the accounts has 3 million FCFA, while the other has a total sum of 786 million FCFA. In the documents, Faye went further to declare his liabilities, which include a 30 billion FCFA loan taken on September 5th, 2022, and 8 billion FCFA payroll loan taken on August 2022, and the 10 million FCFA loan from a friend. In a statement by its executive director, Comrade Ibrahim Ziri Luai, on Tuesday, April 2, 2024, the Resource Center for the Human Rights and Civil Education commended Faye for publicly declaring his assets. Also noted that Faye's action would be emulated by other African leaders as is underscore a commitment to transparency and accountability. And that's the size of the package. Thanks for joining. I am Immaculata Ibrikana. You can join us on all our media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Do remember that peace and unity are the pathways to progress.